Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat, and I just have to report this. Last night was kind of chaotic for Toonami, and I'm going to start chronologically with the first thing coming out, like really during the night. So overnight, around the 12:25 a.m. according to this time cap here, 12:25 a.m. overnight, we had Jason DeMarco, the senior vice president of Adult Swim, tweet basically strongly implying that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean will not be on Toonami, which is interesting considering, first off, that the first five parts of JoJo all aired on Toonami, and in many ways, this is an end of an era. And a lot of people knew at the end of Golden Wind that since Stone Ocean was not yet in production at that time, it was going to be a little while until we ever got to see it. And a lot of people, I remember saying like, "Oh, I'm excited," and a lot of people are talking about how Stone Ocean, at least the manga, was arguably the best part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. A lot of people really liking the protagonist, Jolene, and I was kind of excited for it too. However, we're not going to get it here. And again, it's a tale as old as time. Netflix beat us to the punch, and Netflix getting full exclusive streaming rights, and Toonami being part of Toonami policy being that they cannot air a show unless they get full TV and streaming rights. The streaming rights usually being the sticking point, considering you have like Crunchyroll, you have Funimation, and you have Netflix really trying to jump in the anime game a bit too. So those are strong competitors, and in many aspects, all three of those are far outstretched Toonami in terms of reach and probably in terms of how much they could pay for them. So they're going to lose bidding wars, and that's probably what happened here, where Netflix just was just little too willing to give some money out to Viz Media, and they bit. So Part 6 will be a Netflix exclusive. Again, the promo coming out yesterday. So, and that's interesting. And also, that's big, but next piece of news is a bit of a blast from the past in a weird way. As you might remember, last night was the Harley Quinn marathon on Toonami. The 2019 Harley Quinn show, I believe, currently airing or streaming on HBO Max. So, and that aired, and I watched bits and pieces of it, and I honestly, I guess, since I wasn't really fully aware of this show, I expected it to be like kind of like Batman the animated series, but from like the perspective of Harley Quinn. But no, we got best way to describe it is, I want to say the closest thing you would see on Adult Swim to it is probably Tuca and Birdie, especially the dynamic between the two main female characters, Harley Quinn and the Green Woman, whose name I completely forgot. Or maybe it's like Bird Girl because you have the secondary friend being a woman who's green, I guess. But and it was okay. It's definitely not the type of thing you would ever put on Tommy. It's something that probably would seem at home on Adult Swim proper. Because, like I said, you have something like Tuca and Birdie, something like Bird Girl. Both of those ended up having pretty decent receptions on Adult Swim. Both of those have been renewed for new seasons. And that's a little bit of a new news there, especially Tuca and Birdie. I think that was a couple days ago they announced, yeah, it's getting a season 3. Unsurprising considering it probably retained Rick and Morty as good as any other show would have. So if you're a fan of those shows, that's good news for you there. But the important thing about that marathon is at around 4:30, right before the season 1 finale, since this marathon ran from 10:30, I believe, to 5 a.m., with the promise being that it was going to air the entirety of season 1, right before we get the finale, which, by the way, there was a plot arc in this. It's not like a episodic show where it doesn't matter which order you see these. You had a cliffhanger going out at the end of the last episode, and instead of getting the final episode of the first season, you got a repeat of an episode you already saw. And a lot of people were bummed out. And honestly, the reception of the marathon throughout the night was not that good, honestly. Because I definitely remember seeing people tweeting saying, "Why the hell is this show on Toonami?" No, and a lot of people, and there's always been this argument about what is the breadth of Toonami, what qualifies the show to air on Toonami. And there's the people who say it has to be anime, and then there's other people it's like anime or anime inspired type shows, which is the group that I'm personally in. So a lot of people talking about something like how Batman the Bridge, I keep saying abridged. Batman the animated series would probably fit in pretty well to Toonami. And and the type of people also who would back up when they decided to have Jimaseto Death Beats and when they had Balls Masters air episodes on Toonami as well. Albeit that was more out of necessity because last year was a very ugly year for the anime industry. But back to this, a lot of people are like, I don't know why this show is on. This fits like a bat. This does not fit like a glove. This show should get acquitted, you know. But again, a lot of people saying, I don't know why this is here. But again, and the people who were into it, who were really getting into it, were very disappointed at the end because we got a rerun of a different episode. We did not get the episode we're supposed to see. And it's a weird mistake because usually they make these programs out in advance. It's not like the old days when someone's putting like a VHS tape in, like right when the show is supposed to start, like it's the 80s or 90s or whatever. No, everything is digital now. Like everything was like pre-created, like the file was created and put and someone at 10:30 pressed go, pressed run the file basically, and that's how TV works now. And it's a weird mistake to make because someone had to have like looked at this. So someone must have put the episodes and someone must have accidentally dragged the wrong file in instead of the right file, and then no one reviewed this before pressing go. Like I said, not that many people. I don't think there's a single person outside of like maybe a night janitor or whoever who's in the Adult Swim facilities in Atlanta when this is airing. So when this mistake happened, nothing was going to stop it. And it's kind of like the Sword Art Online mistake we had back in 2019, where it literally just froze mid episode. But that got solved by Aniplex USA sending the right file, and the next week or the week after, them doubling up episodes. But this is not going to happen here, considering this is a one-off thing. And I think Jason DeMarco himself already said, "Yeah, it's extremely doubtful we're ever going to air the right episode here. This was just a one-off thing." And honestly, I don't think Warner Media gives much of a shit. Really, it's just like do this little thing for us. By 4:30, no one's watching anyways. We just want some people watching early on to think, I like this Harley Quinn character. I'm gonna watch Suicide Squad too, or I like this character. I'm gonna get HBO Max or something like that. They if they're gonna get money, they already have it by that point, so I don't think they care. So again, next week, Toonami, we're gonna have the 1 hour premiere of Fina Pirate Princess at midnight. That a lot, especially with something like JoJo Part 6 not gonna be on the block anymore. There's gonna be even more weight on Fina Pirate Princess to perform, considering Toonami is gonna need even more mileage out of their originals with something that's really been a staple of the block now gone forever. So, not a good day for Toonami. Like I said, generally bad. You have a show that people were fully expecting to be on Toonami announced that will never be on Toonami, and you have a marathon crap out of the end, I guess. So, what do you guys think? What's your opinions? Did you like the Harley Quinn marathon last night? What's your thoughts on JoJo Part 6 Stone Ocean being Netflix exclusive? Leave your comments, leave your opinions down below. I am Super Orange Cat, and that is all.